Good morning. It's January the 2nd, 2023. The first walk of the new year. I took yesterday off, New Year's Day. Even though it was a nice day, but I just decided I didn't want to go out, so I didn't. But I'm out today. It's a Monday, so that means in some fashion along the creek is the tradition. So we'll see if there's anybody at the toboggan bowl. I'll walk a slightly different path. See if anybody's tobogganing yet this morning. Probably not. Lots of snow, but no fresh snow since I last walked. I'm going to drop my gimbal here if I'm not careful. Now it's pointing at the ground. We don't need it pointing at the ground. We don't need it pointing off in weird directions either. We need it pointing more or less straight ahead. It's about minus 12, I think, Celsius. So, not too bad. I did work yesterday. It's because it was New Year's Day and I didn't walk. I still worked. I did a lot of website work on good morning, somebody. Happy New Year, and I'll read it as soon as I can. Nicole, Happy New Year. I have this new venture. Of course, I already have Shadowpaw Press, which is the traditional publisher of books. By traditional, I mean that you pay royalties and don't charge authors to be published. All income comes through the sale of books, which is fine, but that income is small. And so I've started a second publishing operation called Endless Sky Books, which is hybrid publishing. Hybrid publishing is where authors help pay the cost of production and then get a much higher share of the royalties, like most of it, of the royalties. It's still not quite the same as self-publishing because it is a publishing company. It has its own ISBNs, its own website, its own promotion, and all that sort of thing. But it's not the same as traditional publishing, and I will keep the two very, very separate. Hybrid publishing is fine for those who want to do that. And I'm happy to offer my services because I do have experience now in publishing. And of course, those who wish to do that, typically you get your book out much faster. You have much more control over it. And then it's called hybrid because it's halfway between self-publishing and traditional publishing. Anyway, so I've hung up my shingle for that. I'm also available for ghostwriting. I need to do more to promote that. That can be quite profitable if you can find the right client. And I have no qualms with... I'm going to have to put up my hood. Sorry. It's a little colder than I thought, so I'll put up my hood now and avoid the rush. Anyway, if you want to check out the new publishing company, it's at endless-sky-books.com. Endless Sky Books. Kind of a bit of a placeholder website, but I'm working on it. Hello, Kirk in Vancouver. And the ghostwriting site is even more of a placeholder, but it's a site I've had for a while called Words by Willett, wordsbywillett.com. Check that one out too, if you have any interest. Or if you know somebody who's looking for a ghostwriter. That, of course, is Henderson Terrace there, which was built in 1913. I guess that makes it 110 years old this year. You can see the sun is just starting to touch the top of it. The sun would have come up about 15 minutes ago. I'm going to go down Cameron here, but not as far as the footbridge. turn down the next street. It's before we get to the footbridge, which will take us right by the tobogganing bowl, but as I said, there's probably nobody there this time of morning. I'm waiting for the sun to hit it, maybe. Should be a pleasant day, as the temperature will go up a few more degrees as the day goes along. I hear a snowblower going somewhere. And tomorrow, as the new year properly kicks in, work-wise, my focus has to be on writing this month, so I plan to get started majorly on that tomorrow. A couple of projects that are desperate need of work. Try to minimize the amount of time I spend on publishing, although I will have a couple of edited manuscripts coming back, which will then go to the next stage of page proofs. And I have a manuscript to evaluate for the Saskatchewan Writers Guild. I do that, they have a manuscript evaluation service, and I have done that quite a bit. I tend to get science fiction and fantasy manuscripts, not too surprisingly. You don't have to take extensive notes on them, but like you don't mark up the manuscript or do copy editing or anything. You have to read them and give them a good think. Give it a good think. I think you've had a little too much to think. Like this house, I've been in there. Used to belong to an ophthalmologist. In fact, my mother's ophthalmologist, Dr. Ash, but I assume he's long gone. And probably the people we knew that lived there. It was on the David homeschool tour. Probably it's changed owners since then too. Nice house though. So over here to my left is the toboggan bowl, and nope, it's quite empty this morning. Nobody is tobogganing. But I'm sure there'll be people there later in the day. I can sort of see a path over there, a popular path into the bowl. It's actually a flood control feature. I'm going to point that microphone a little bit more toward my mouth. This new house here replaced what was probably the oldest house in the neighborhood. When I first lived in this neighborhood, because I used to live about 3/4 of the way up Garnet Street here when I first moved to the neighborhood. But I'm headed to the dike this morning. That is it, rising ahead of us. It's going to be a sunny day. Sun continues to climb behind me and light up the trees on the opposite side of the dike here. It's a little hazy. What's a little hazy? Not the air. Is the image hazy? Do my lenses need cleaning? I can do this. See if that helps. It's always quite possible that I've gotten thumbprints on them. Now it's going to go floppy, so we'll have to get it back up to where it's supposed to be. And first it goes sideways, then it goes the right way around. Is that better? Make sure it's focused in the distance there. That better? There's this game I play, a racing game, where you hold the camera or the phone, use it like a steering wheel, and I quite likely have gotten fingerprints on those. So that's kind of the best I can do, I think. I hope that helped. Let's see if I can, again, it should focus where I'm touching the screen on those trees in the distance. Or we can try back that way. Hopefully that's got it. There comes a jogger. Does that look sharper? Big house over here. I mean, it looks fine on the little screen, so it's sometimes if you're watching it on a bigger screen, you notice that more than I can on the if it's out of focus. And there certainly have been the occasional one that was out of focus. Oh, good. All right, well, hopefully it's good now. That's all I can do. There's the creek. Somebody's cleared a little space down there. It's a little small for skating, but that would be the likely reason for there to be snow cleared off the ice. Last year there was a cleared area just up here around the bend for people from the neighborhood had cleared for skating. But it was further up. Kind of right over there. It doesn't look like it's there this year. Not in the same place. Now the sun has found me. Ground level, or dike level anyway. A couple more walkers. There's some cross-country ski tracks along the edge of the path here too. You can start to see my shadow stretching out in front as the sun rises more or less behind me to the southeast. Get home, watch the Rose Bowl parade. They have it on January 2nd when it falls on Sunday. They never do the parade on Sunday. Of course, today's also still the holiday because New Year's Day was on Sunday, so it shouldn't affect the crowds. There's my shadow. Went all the way over to that fence over there. Very tall and skinny, in my shadow is anyway. Look at those long legs. Elphinstone Street Bridge here. Now see where we can get across Elphinstone here. Because there's a big pile of snow from the snowplows, which I don't really want to crawl across, so I may have to go all the way down to the crosswalk down here. There's a sidewalk right there. I don't know if there's a good place for getting across this pile of snow on this side. If I could get across here, I could go into the sidewalk there. I think I'll just keep going up this way. Well, there's an opening here, but that doesn't help because then you're well past the sidewalk over there. So we'll go to the crosswalk. Up here at College Avenue. Doesn't have a light, so you have to hope that, make sure that the cars are going to obey the sign before you step out in front of them. I think we got a gap here anyway. Nose is running. Not too surprising. Seniors Activity Center here. I've been in a long time ago though. Maybe what I could do is a figure eight sort here kind of thing. To vary things. There's the Neo-Balkwell Civic Arts Center. You can take art classes there, and the Art Gallery of Regina is in there. Small art gallery. The biggest art gallery is the Mackenzie Art Gallery, which is more of a provincial gallery. Kind of the major Saskatchewan gallery, well, the major Regina gallery, I guess. Shouldn't really call it provincial. Up in Saskatchewan, they have the Mendel, which is a really terrific gallery in the Ramey Center, which also hosts Persephone Theatre. I was in the very first production at the new Persephone Theatre back in 2007. So it's 15 years ago. This December just passed. That's scary. It was Beauty and the Beast. I played Monsieur Dark, the keeper of the insane asylum, plus many, many other things, because it was Beauty and the Beast was designed for an enormous cast. Instead, what you end up doing is smaller cast with lots of double casting. So, you know, I played a villager and a dancing fork and animated carpet, various things like that, a wolf. What was interesting about that was that our Beast, who was not double cast, he only played the Beast, was Paul Nolan, now known as Paul Alexander Nolan. He's a major Broadway star, but he's from Rollo, Saskatchewan, just outside Regina, and I've known him since he was a kid. Okay, This is kind of a weird pattern I'm following today, but I'm going to go down here and follow the path around like I normally do, and then when I come back, I'll take a different path. That way I don't have to walk along Regina Avenue, or sorry, 15th Avenue back there, which is kind of straight and boring. See, the sun is up over there, shining through the trees. Shining through the playground equipment. Making long shadows. But getting higher all the time. Much like people on New Year's Eve. Aha. What did we do on New Year's Eve? We stayed home. We watched, what did we watch? We watched a concert version of Les Mis from 2019. Les Miserables. Okay, there will be, because of the path I'm following, there will be a certain amount of overlap on this next section when I come back, but it's okay. And the next path I'll take will take me to 15th for a bit of straight line walking along there, but that's okay. Yes, I can walk along the creek, but that path would have to be very well beaten down for me to take it with all this snow. Someone's coming. Do they have a dog? That's the question. Yes, they do. Is that my first dog? Can't remember. Morning. Hello. The only reason this path curves is for aesthetic reasons. So up here, there'll be a path that goes up that way, and I'll take it. It's not what I normally take. I have to go around a couple more curves, and then we'll reach it. Second jogger. Again, bingo cards. Something I should try to do in 2023. There's got to be some place online where you can make bingo cards. And I know how it would work. We win a free book if you're the first one to get bingo on one of these walks. You just have to mark down the timestamp when you see the various things. And then the first one to see everything, make a bingo line, wins a free ebook. Totally going to do that one of these days. Okay, we'll take this path. There's my shadow, not quite as long as it was a few minutes ago. I almost never walk along this path, part of the path. Not that it's exciting in any way, but A little different anyway. Parking lot there. This is 15th Avenue. Now, I probably will have to cross over because they don't seem to bother to clear the sidewalk on this side of 15th. We'll see if they have. If they have, I'll stick over here. Well, maybe it has been, at least kind of. All right, I think we can walk over here. Heading up now towards Pasqua Street. Airport's in that direction. Oof. Unexpected dip. That's Saskatchewan Express directly ahead of us, which is a performing arts school and company for young people. Past that is some apartment buildings. I have occasionally walked along. What am I seeing? I see heads moving up there. There must be a balcony. It was weird to see heads sticking up above the Sask Express building here, which is, as you can tell, an old school. Okay, now we go down south along Pasqua Street, and then we'll be walking into the sun, which will make it much harder to see any comments that there might be on the screen, that's for sure. Yeah, it says Sask Express on it. Again, airport is that way. There's kind of an industrial, not exactly industrial, but like FedEx is over there and things like that, storage and stuff, a few other things, and a curling rink. Once we get up here and turn the corner, we will be headed home, toward home. See how they've got a path. It's interesting. There's not a formal path here, but it seems to have been cleared, so I'll take it. I mean, it's grass underneath here. There's no pavement. But they have cleared it, which is nice. As we return to the creek, there's the cross-country trail coming through. Pasqua Street Bridge over there. All right, now we'll go this way. Heading home. Homeward bound, I wish I was. homeward bound. Home where my thoughts are something. Home where the music's playing. Home where my love lies waiting silently for me. I think those are the words. What's that first line? Home where my thoughts are something. Home where my thoughts escaping, maybe? Home where my music's playing. Home where my love lies waiting. There you go. Escaping wouldn't be a precise rhyme, but it's a near rhyme. Paul Simon, if you're there, could you let me know? Or Garfunkel. I think they're both still alive. I know Simon is. Not sure about Garfunkel. And that's sad. That's the end of. That's the tail end of every entertainment career. And it's played up in Follies by Stephen Sondheim. There's a line. You kind of go from, hey, aren't you, what's it, to, are you still alive, or something like that. Again, I don't remember the exact lyrics there either, and I should. Okay, the question is this path beaten down enough for me to walk along it? And I'm going to say, no. I'm going to say that looks like too much work. So we will repeat ourselves a little bit on this next stretch once we get around the curve. But only for a few dozen meters. And then it'll be fresh for today, although it's all a path I have walked many times. I have often walked down this path before. Those lyrics I know. I've often walked down this street before. I've sung them many times on here for that very reason. But the pavement always stayed beneath my feet before. All at once am I several stories high, knowing I'm on the street where you live. Should we keep going? Oh. Hello, Rudy. Reasonably pleasant, minus 12 or so. Sunny. As you can see, that's because we're about to turn directly into it. Maybe you can see, I can't see. Not very well. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's alright. Everything's a song cue if you know enough songs. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, that's better. Put it off my starboard bow there for a portion here. I was at 666 subscribers on New Year's Eve, which, you know, 666, the number of the beast from the Book of Revelation. I'm, well, you know, should I be concerned? But somebody came along and made it 667 shortly thereafter, so, whew, what a relief. Not that I'm superstitious, but it's always funny when that number pops up. I have seen a t-shirt at South Circuit Convention, 667, Neighbor of the Beast. Why 666? Because 7 was a number. Oh, there goes a cross-country skier. Because 7 represented perfection, hence 7 days of creation. And 6, by being one short, was kind of the ultimate in imperfection. So 666 was an extremely imperfect number, the number of the beast. The cross-country trail curves even more than the foot trail does. Back, there'll be fresh coffee. I have to make it, but then there'll be fresh coffee. And the Rose Bowl Parade, which may have started by the time I get back. And Depends on how long this stretches out. Yeah, I won't make it in time for the very beginning, but I'll be close. In fact, maybe I will shorten this a little more than I intended, and best way to do that would be to take instead of taking the footbridge, I'll shorten it appreciably. Well, a little bit. I will go back up the same path I came down, in other words, so there'll be a bit more repeat than I originally intended. So I won't be crossing a footbridge today. That's unusual. Does this really help? I have to go all the way back up to 15th, and then I have to go down. Whereas if I go this way, I dip a couple of blocks to the south. You know, this is probably as direct as that, so I'll stick to my original plan. And I will cross the footbridge. I'll take down my hood though, my head's getting hot. I think the skier's on the creek now, if I'm seeing her right. Here comes another dog, another bingo card. Cross-country skier would be a rare one, and only in the winter, so don't think I'd use that as a bingo. Is she on the creek? Oh, maybe not. I guess she was just on the path along the creek. So that's looking west. Looking east. Along the frozen creek. And on we go. Follow that fellow and his little dog too. Or a woman actually, I think. And her little dog too. By the thin ice sign, I don't think it's thin right now, but in the spring there'd be over outflow there, probably culvert under the road is probably why that's there. Cross country trail again here to the left. across Elphinstone here and on down along the creek. Like the direct path would be straight that way, but can't really do it. Baseball diamond. Very baseball-y. Cross-country trail there. Oop, and there goes a rabbit. Yep. Don't know if you saw him or not. He's sitting up right over there by that. Oh, there he goes. Into the distance. There's the creek again. Bird song. Oof, oof, dogs barking. Snowplow, snowblower going somewhere. Oh, what's this? Another dog. Two dogs? Two dogs, big ones. Morning. A bit of frost on the bushes here. Lights up as the sun streams through them. Oh, I do hear, should have gone down the other side, I guess, because I do hear kids in the tobogganing thing now, I think. I think that's where those sounds are coming from. Hard to be sure. Maybe they're just on the dike on the other side. Comes another jogger. That's 3, or else this might be the same one again. Nope, I think that was a new one. Yeah, I do hear tobogganing sounds over there now. So I was just a little early. Waterfall Park over here. No waterfalls, of course. Earth cold as iron, water like a stone in the bleak midwinter. Here we are. Technically, it's not midwinter for another 6 weeks, but sometime in February is midwinter. Astronomically speaking, anyway. Oh, somebody spoke and I couldn't see because of the sun. Stormer. Thank you. Happy New Year to you too. hear the voices. Here comes another dog. A dog and a jogger. That's 2 bingo cards. He's wearing little boots. All right, here's the other footbridge we have to cross since we came over on this side of the creek. Actually, there's quite a bit of hoarfrost now that I don't have the sun in my eyes. I can see it on the trees more. Doesn't necessarily mean we had real fog. It can just come about from cars' exhaust making enough fog over the city to give a bit of hoarfrost. Lights up with the sun behind it there. All right, over the bridge, over the river, through the streets, to my house I go. Well, I'll walk along the dike. Since I didn't do that coming, Cameron Street in front of us. Another look at the creek. Looking west. And looking east. Quite a few footprints down on the ice now. Now back along the dike here to my right. I did see somebody making a skating area on the ice down here, and I think there might be somebody out there because I thought I saw black specks and heard voices. Oh, that's cute. Joggers over there. That's where those voices came from. But I did see black specks on the ice up here. Quite frosty over there. Of course, that's shaded, so that could be a couple of days frost and never melted off because the sun never reaches them because of the houses along there. Those bushes. We'll go one more and down the steps onto Italic. Then it's just 3 blocks home. A JetCon trail up there. Yeah, I was sure I saw somebody on the ice down here, but the gimbal decided it wanted to keep looking at the sun. I don't know why. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I imagined it. There is a cleared area up here that I think was cleared for skating, but there's nobody on it. Thought there might be. All right, we'll go down these stairs and we'll be on Italic. Straight up there to Angus Crescent, and that's our quitting spot. Looking down towards Albert Street down there, you can just see the Albert Street Bridge. Cars going over it. But we are going this way. Hi, Stefan. Happy New Year to you too. This walk, my first of 2023, is almost over. Tomorrow, likely downtown, one of those two-part walks downtown would be a likely thing. Come for dogs. One walker, two dogs, or are there two walkers there? Maybe there's two walkers, one behind the other. Yeah, one's a kid, I think. Big dog, little dog. Morning. It's the house with the turret over here that I like. Bavarian looking house. Two more blocks. This one, something about that entrance just looks Bavarian. Also, it has interesting shingles, this house. See that pattern? Surely must be original. Well, I'm not 100% sure, but most likely. And most of the houses around here are getting on towards 100 years, like ours. Ours was built in 26, so in 3 years we can celebrate the 100th anniversary of the building of the house. I think we'll do it in the summer, so we can enjoy our new deck. Won't be that new then, but it's new now. Maybe we'll even have our hot tub by then. Let's see. They're expensive, those things. So, you know, if you bought lots of my books, that would help pay for our hot tub. That house looks pretty with the sun on it. It was used in a movie many years ago with Linda Carter in it. Morning. Oh, almost slipped. Family Blessings, I think it was called. Years and years ago. So for that film shoot, this corner of our neighborhood looked American for a while, with like American police cars and American post office boxes, postal boxes. That's unusual. Ran into a car there. This is garbage pickup day, but I got my garbage out last night, so I'm good. And here's our traditional stopping stop sign. Angus Crescent stop sign. So, thanks for walking with me, live or watching the replay. And a very, very happy new year to you. Hope it's wonderful for all of you and your families. And I'll probably be back tomorrow, likely with a walk downtown. I'll see you then. Bye for now.